Well, we are back, everybody, with another exciting, informative, relevant, I'm running out of adjectives every week, edition of Pick Your Politics. I'm your host, Dennis Silvers. We've got a terrific show for you today with a gentleman who is a candidate for the mayor of Las Vegas. And as I keep saying every week, it's okay to be a mayor wherever, but when you're the mayor of Las Vegas, that's special because Las Vegas is special. And as the mayor of a special place like Las Vegas, you have to keep it going, man, because we're all over the place. Anyway, let me introduce LYNN BAIRD, is my special guest in studio. As I mentioned, LYNN is currently a candidate for mayor of Las Vegas. He is the retired manager of the Employment Security Division, and he was responsible for directing billions, and that's billions with a B, of dollars to Nevadans during the COVID-19 thing going on, and of course, the recession that started in 2018 that a lot of people would like to forget. LYNN's been a Boy Scout volunteer for over 20 years. I think you would have graduated to Eagle Scout by now after 20 years.
Yeah,
Where's your badge?
It's at home.
Okay,
I have
it's
it.
at home.
It's
You
at
probably
home.
have a lot of stuff on it, I'm sure.
All for the young men.
He's a devoted church congregation member who loves the same things I do: pizza, brownies, and he likes watching college sports. Okay. So we're very similar. We're very similar in that respect. All right, let me get into asking you a couple things. You've had a wonderful career. You got a great family. Why are you jumping into politics?
So, Dennis, it's an honor to be with you today. I appreciate
it's
this
nice to have
opportunity.
you.
I like to look at this as civic or civil leadership instead of politics. Too often, politics is about a vote.
Yeah, true.
But I feel like we need leadership. I'm not trying to disparage anybody, but a leader is somebody who sees down the road and looks at what's best for the next generation and the generation following that.
Right.
And that's where I really feel where I can make a difference in Las Vegas. I look down the road and, you know, I read the newspaper, you know, we got $10 billion of gaming winnings in December and, you know, however many in January and February. And that sounds really nice. But then I look at other things where, you know, the people going through the school system, you know, such a small percentage can pass proficiency exams, and we see things, you know, every day in the paper almost. There's some sort of homicide or murder, or you know, things bad like that. And I'm convinced that we've got to look both today and the future.
And the future,
Absolutely,
100%. I could not agree. I could not agree more. And that's a couple of the things I want to talk to you about, the two things that you just mentioned, public safety and education. In your view, though, LYNN, what's the most important job that the mayor of Las Vegas has? They got a lot of responsibilities, but what do you see as really the most important or crucial?
I think the most important things that the mayor can do is set a really good example, praise good things, and ask for help. And I know the mayors do that, but that's what I really want to do is set a good example, help provide education so that people can see that the future. Why not Las Vegas have the best medical doctors? Because we produce the best medical doctors. Why not Las Vegas have the best businessmen? Because we produce the best. Why not the best mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, kids, children, grandpas, grandmas? Because we produce the best. Why not?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Okay. I'm agreeing with that. You know, there's a lot of candidates now, as you know, LYNN, that are running for mayor. I'm personally surprised at the amount of people that have jumped into the race for whatever reason they might have. So let me just simply ask you this. What separates Lynn BAIRD from your opponents?
I think we talked a little bit about that as looking down the road. The ability to say, today matters, but tomorrow matters every bit as much, maybe even more. Because if we don't build a strong foundation today, tomorrow's not going to happen. It just won't happen.
Yeah.
You think about a tree, and you stake up a tree so it grows straight. If you take the stakes away, it flops on the ground. We don't want that for Las Vegas. We don't want that for any single person in Las Vegas, whoever they may be. If you have a building, you have a good foundation,
Right.
you can build a strong building with that.
Yeah.
And the same happens individually with each person. If they have a strong foundation, it doesn't matter what storm comes. They'll be okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What, in your opinion, Lynn, are the two most important issues facing the city right now?
Immediately, I think housing and education,
Okay.
public safety obviously is up there, so I've said 3. But long term, I really think it's building the strong foundation for each individual so they can handle whatever comes up.
Okay. Let's talk about education. And as our listeners know, as they've been watching us for a long time on this show, we are having problems with our school district. Depending on who you talk to, some say it's got to be chopped up, it's too big, we're not getting the quality of teachers that we need to have, we've got issues with our superintendent, so on and so forth. Kids just aren't coming out of school the way they should, the way the parents would like them to. How will you be able to change that? How will you be able to attract really good people? I want to go to Las Vegas and teach because we have a shortage.
We do.
We've had a shortage for a
Absolutely.
long time. So what can you do as mayor to make that known, to want to make people come here with their talents to teach our kids? Because that's where it's at. It's the kids.
The way I see it is that it all starts at the home. And if moms, dads, husbands, wives, whoever, grandpas, grandmas, if they can help instill in the children the desire, education is important. Education is your key to unlocking your potential.
No doubt.
Then it's going to spread. And it's not going to happen today or tomorrow. I'm aware of that. But as we educate ourselves in becoming good social citizens, in becoming good family members, and working together, individually, family, community, we can make a change. It's going to take everybody's effort. It can't be half-hearted. It's got to be wholehearted. That's the only way to do this.
Yeah. Is there anything you could think of? And I agree with you 100% about the parents. They're a critical role behind helping their kids and getting educated. Is there anything you could do as mayor, board of supervisors, city council, whoever, to make, I guess, kind of an attitude adjustment for their kids, making them, hey, I want to go to school. I want to learn. I want to go to college. I want to become an engineer. What incentives can we give them?
So there's a couple things I've thought of, Dennis, on that. And one is, in the business world, there's what's called the Pygmalion effect. Pygmalion effect means you praise the behavior that you want to see. Now, what is the behavior that we typically see and we typically praise? What do we see on TV? What do we see in video games? It's not education. But I want us to praise that behavior. I would love to have those big video billboards showing pictures of young people who are doing well, young people who are improving, not just the straight A students, but the people who used to be D and are now C. And the people who are C and are now B.
Yeah.
I'd love to have them up on that board. And this is the mayor's improvement group.
Yeah.
And so all of Las Vegas can see it. I would love to have very talented, qualified individuals come from outside and inside Las Vegas, people who are well respected in their profession and give assemblies to the students and say, education's important.
Yeah.
And I'm now a doctor because of that. I'm an engineer because of that. I am a better mother because of that.
Yeah. You've got to get them motivated.
Exactly.
You got to find some trick or whatever to get them motivated.
Imagine if the Super Bowl quarterback came to Las Vegas and went to Clark High School and said, young people, education was the difference. Sports was good, but education really made the difference. Imagine if we got, some other famous person. I'm familiar with one of the Super Bowl quarterbacks, and that's why that one comes off my tongue so quickly. But let's get a famous medical person. I think of Dr. Thomas, the former presidential candidate. Is it Thomas? Carson, excuse me, Dr. Carson.
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson, thank you. I think of what his mom did. His mom said, TV's off.
Yeah.
You're going to read books. And they hated it. But his mom didn't back down. And because his mom didn't back down, they began to read. They began to excel. They went from F students to A students on to becoming incredible medical practitioners.
Right.
And I think, why can't we do that in Las Vegas? We can be Sonia Carson.
Yeah.
And we can help our children become so much better. We can help unlock their potential.
Yeah. Yeah. LYNN BAIRD is our special guest here, by the way, who's running for mayor of Las Vegas on Pick Your Politics. Las Vegas, as you know, has a reputation all around the world because people hear about Las Vegas. They form certain what it's like, what they've heard, but it's got a reputation unlike, I think, any other city in the world. What can you do as mayor to enhance that and even bring more visitors or business to the city?
One of the things I really want to do is to try to make the process, as far as business goes, the process streamline so that it's not a difficult thing. You got to go here, you got to go there, you got to do this, you got to do that. Why would I do business if I have to jump through 75 hoops?
Yeah.
I don't know how many hoops there are. I'm not an expert on that yet, but I'm getting there.
There's 76.
76?
You were close, yeah.
Exactly. So anyway, I think about that and make it a good business climate.
Yeah.
Provide for the things that we need here instead of bringing stuff from the outside. Let's do these kind of things. As far as visitors, I want to make sure. I personally struggle with the idea of Las Vegas being Sin City, and that the only people that we want to attract is sinners.
Yeah.
I have a very firm belief in a right and a wrong. I know some people do. I know some people don't. But I want to make Las Vegas attractive to everybody. Like I said, I want people to come here because this is the best place to be.
Yeah.
I read a statistic the other day published by the city that said Las Vegas, only 23% of the people think it's a good place to raise a family. That's not very good.
No, that's not good at all.
And I want to try to change that image so that not only does the image say that we're good, but we believe we're good. And if we believe we're good, we will attract more visitors.
Yeah.
It's,
I agree.
you have some honey out and the bees are going to come.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Bring some flowers. Bees will come.
I agree with that, because when people come here and they start a business, or even if they have been here for a while, they have an established business, they have employees, they want to make sure, or try to make sure, to do what they can to make this the best place to live, not only for them and their family, but for their employees and their family.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Again, got to work together. Got to work together. Employers, employees, community, this is a whole city. Honestly, it's a whole valley effort.
Right.
Because the problems don't stop on the south side of Sahara or the north side of Lake Mead or wherever the boundary is. It's all of us together.
Kit and caboodle.
It's all of us together.
Yeah. Speaking of that, though, North Side, would you agree with me, Lynn? This is one of my personal pet peeves, that something needs to be done. Something needs to be improved to define the city boundaries from the county.
You know,
I think it's a problem for me. Am I in the city or am I in the county? Oh, I'm sorry, you're in the county. City can't help you. It's kind of mishy, you don't know.
I honestly had no idea that most of the valley was county before I began doing research to lead up to trying to become
Yeah.
a civil leader here in Las Vegas. And I was talking to a business owner a week or two ago, and she lived her business was on the other side of the border. And because her business was on the other side of the border of the city of Las Vegas, she was not eligible for certain help and assistance.
Right.
And I thought, how tragic that 30 feet or 50 feet or however much it is made that big of a difference in what she was able to do and what she was able to become. And I don't quite understand all of the nuances between the county and the city, and I hear different things, but I'm not an expert in that yet, but we need to work together. That is one thing, that we need to work together, and I really don't like the idea of you're on that side of the line, you suffer, and you're on that side of the line, you win, or vice versa. I do not like that, and I would really like to address that.
I always thought it was kind of weird. You have a city fire department, you have a county fire department, and people don't know where's the lines. Am I in the county now? Am I in the, most people, the city of Las Vegas, it's not small, but it's really not that big compared to the county. And sometimes people don't know, exactly where they are. Have you spoken with or know any of the people on the city council?
I have not.
Okay.
I've watched some city council meetings.
Okay.
I've been in meetings where they were, but I haven't specifically spoken to any of them.
Okay. So you don't think you'd have an issue kind of getting along, because a lot of different personalities there. You got to be able to get along. Like you say, got to be able to work together, come to a commonality on a problem.
I hope that we will focus on the challenge and not focus on individual things, that we'll focus on, again, unlocking the potential of Las Vegas long term, helping us do the things we need to do short term to get to the long term. One of the things that I really like is, in some business circles, whoever the CEO is, the CEO just barks directions and everybody does whatever they want to do.
Right.
There's some place where it's like the board makes all the decisions. I really like the idea of a unified group of decision makers where it's not a 4-3 vote. It's not a 6-1 vote or a 5-1 vote. It's a 6-0 vote. We all agree on that.
Yeah.
That is my goal. I know that is a tall task, but that is my goal. And working together, talking, understanding, seeking common ground. We can do this. It won't be easy, but we can do this. We can find the common ground where we all stand together, and we can make that happen.
Yeah, and I think you're better off for it, and the project or whatever you're talking about is better off for it. Let me quickly
Dennis,
go.
really quick. If we're united, nothing can stop us.
Well, I agree with you. To an extent, and make things a lot easier, a lot better in a lot of areas. Let me go through a couple of areas quickly that are, I think, concerns not only to the people of the state of Nevada, but all through the country, because they're feeling a lot of the same things. Let's talk about public safety. What do you feel about that? How is our public safety here in the Valley, in Las Vegas?
We, I think, have tried hard, but I think we have room for improvement. I've done some reading about some of the places that are considered to be safe, the safest places in the world, some of the Nordic countries, Europe. Singapore is honestly one of my favorite ones. Crime pretty much doesn't exist in Singapore. Now, they believe in caning, which is they smack you with the
Right.
cane. I am not for that, but they have a very strong sense of community,
Yeah.
a very strong sense of respect for each other. They teach that from the infant all the way through school, through everything. We look out for each other. And I believe that as we teach that and we live it, we can help a lot. I do support the police officers. I do support them in their proper roles and what they're doing. I would love to see the police officers be able to be proper friends in the neighborhoods. That's one of the things they do in Singapore. Is the police officer is their friend. He knows everybody in his neighborhood where his beat is, or she knows everybody where her beat is. And I like that idea. I like that where we're working, again, we're working together. It's not you against them, you're the bad guy, and you might try to make me hurt or something like that, but it's we're working together to make a safe place to live.
And I think you'd agree. You got to give a lot of credit to Metro. I think they do overall for being short of officers, and they do a pretty good job. Another issue that's very important to people here that affects business here is homelessness.
It does.
How would you approach that?
You know, I've struggled with that. There's an economic side to our homeless situation. It was very eye-opening to think that part of the thing we struggle with is a immigration situation.
Yeah.
Not an immigration situation from an outside country, but an immigration situation from other states. When my wife and I tried to buy a home, we could get a loan for the appraised value of the home. If somebody put $1 more cash on the table, we could not compete. And when you have people moving into Las Vegas, and I thought I read somewhere where 70% of the new home buyers are from out of state, the whole state, it's not just a Las Vegas problem, but I can't compete with them. If they can put cash on the table, that's more than I can. And so I feel that pain. No, I'm not out on the street, and I thank God for that. And I feel deeply for those people who are out on the street, for those people who are staying at their neighbor's house and you know, just have their blanket on the couch type thing.
Heartbreaking.
It is. And we used to help a school where almost every person in that school was homeless because they didn't know almost from day to day where they were going to be staying that night. And it was heartbreaking, but we got to work together again. Again, this is a valley-wide, it's a statewide thing where we work together. And I would hope that those people who have more resources will be willing to help and be willing to put the public need first.
Yeah.
I really hope that we can do that.
Yeah, they have to. Otherwise, it's going to be much longer until things get better. So if we're able to support that, either physically or donations or whatever, you got to do it. Speaking about that, what have you got? Are you knocking on doors? Are you putting out flyers? Do you have any events that are coming up that people could go to meet you one-on-one?
So, as you know, my wife and I just completed a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in India, and what an absolutely incredible experience it was. Hard, but oh my goodness, it was so wonderful.
Oh, I bet you it was.
And so we could not, until we finished our mission, we couldn't do any campaigning. And so we're just a couple weeks into this, and we're contacting friends, we're contacting neighbors, we're trying to get our feet going and, you know, have little events, you know, meet the candidate type of thing.
Right.
Anybody's welcome to call me and talk to me. I do plan on, I haven't knocked on doors yet, but I have a plan for knocking on doors.
Yeah,
I have a plan for
get
phone
out there.
calls.
Yeah.
I have a plan for that. I really believe in the personal one-on-one, and I know there's only one of me, and there's, you know, 640,000 citizens of Las Vegas, and I'll do my best to meet as many of them as I possibly can.
It's hard.
So exactly.
You only can do so much. Why did you decide to take your mission to there? I saw you have a couple of pictures on your website. I recommend that you go to his website, LYNN BAIRD for Mayor.com, and great pictures there. Why did you decide to go there?
So, in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Dennis, you do not decide where you go. You say, I would like to be a missionary, and there is a man we call and consider, and I know to be a prophet of God, who says, I would like you to go there, or I would like you to go there.
Okay.
And then we go there. We pay our own way, and we go serve for, as a senior couple, we could go for up to 23 months. We chose to go 18 months, which allowed us to be done right now in time to get a little bit of campaigning done before the election. So it was incredible.
Well, I say that because people tell me where to go all the time. And there are places that you would not, or your wife would not be interested in. Tell us a little bit about the proclamation that Governor Sisolak gave you. That's also on his website, which is very cool. How did you get involved in working for the state? And tell us about how that proclamation came about. That's very cool.
So this will sound funny. When I was in my early 20s, there was a man who lived in our neighborhood who was a state employee. Mm-hmm. And I vowed I would never be a state employee. Really? Because it just, whatever he did, it was not what I wanted to do. Things changed as I grew older, and I got a job with the state. I was looking for work and back in the 90s, and I was desperate, and the state offered me a position, and my supervisor used to say, I know you'll only be here for a little while, Lynn, but I appreciate you being here. I know you'll only be here for a little while, Lynn, but I appreciate you. And it's kind of funny because every time I tried to leave, it didn't feel right.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel right. And
you found a home. You found a home.
I tried to embrace it, and I tried to make my workplace a place where my coworkers really enjoyed working. And that was my goal. It was my goal to understand what they needed and what they wanted, how to help them. Every morning, I would go say hi to every single one of them and see how they were doing.
You had a lot of employees. You oversaw a lot of people, didn't you?
There, individually, specifically, there was up to about 125. But when you add all the other people in that I was helping with, we had over 600 at times during COVID. And, you have 9/11. We went through that. We had COVID. We had the Great Recession, and it was honestly there was an element of fun in that to try to figure out how to help those people.
That's good.
Unlock their potential for however long they chose to stay.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Hard, but wonderful.
Give everybody out there your website address. Make sure you go on, check him out, vet him. If he's got an event coming, go meet this man. You'll like him. Put your website address out.
So it's www.lynnbaird, the number 4, mayor.com. www.lynnbairdformayor.com.
Yeah. Yeah. And he will be having some events coming up. And like I say, if you have a chance, go out and meet the gentleman, see what he has to say. And I tell everybody that's on the show, the most important thing you could do is get up from the couch, go vote, but you got to vet these people to see you agree with them, you don't agree with them, maybe you'll have a discussion with them if you meet them at a town hall or a meet and greet or something like that, because it's an important election. And you got to take it seriously. So I know you're a little bit behind because you just got back. I know you'll make up for it. So, but thank you so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
Anything
it's
we can do to help you, just give me a holler.
Okay. I thank you. If you want to work hard together, vote for me.
Yeah, and that's the key. You got to work hard because you're going to make things. You got to make things better because, as you know, things today are getting a little tough. So, yeah, absolutely. But again, thank you for coming on. We wish you all the best. Again,
thank you.
Something we can help you with, just don't hesitate. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
And next time I'm going to have you back, and I'm going to have you bring in that proclamation. That's so cool.
I'll be glad to do that.
Yeah, I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. I appreciate it. All right, that's going to wrap it up for another edition of Pick Your Politics. For Lynn, I'm Dennis Silvers. We appreciate you watching in on whatever platform that may be. We will be back, same place, same time next week. So until then, like I say, get to know these people and stay safe. And we'll see you all back next week. So long, everybody.